BTC dumping. I rarely comment on the markets, but I really would like to say this. The markets. When I first joined Bitcoin, we were like $1, and then we went to $30, and then we went back down to $1, and then we went to $4, and then we went to $256, and then we went to $80, and then we went to $1,200, then we went down to $250, then we went to $20,000. And if you look at any investment over a reasonable period of time, 3 years or 5 years, and you go from basically $200 to $6,000, that's the best investment of your life. You're like, whoa, I've succeeded. Wow, this is amazing. But unfortunately, people tend to have in crypto these insanely short time horizons. And they say, oh, wow, went from 20 to 6. That must mean everything's over. Party's gone. Crypto's dead. The dream's dead. All the passion's dead. All the entities are dead. All the fundamentals are gone. Governments are all going to turn on us. Class action lawsuits are going to drag everybody to the ground. It's like, yeah. And what happened to everybody when we went from $30 Bitcoin to $1 Bitcoin? That was pretty painful, too. So the reality is the markets are markets. If I could predict them, I'd be a trader instead of an engineer. So I tend to stay out of them. But I do know that you have to be wise when you take a look at these things. Either you have fundamentals or you don't. If you don't believe there are fundamentals, you shouldn't be in crypto. If you do believe there are fundamentals, then you'll realize that this is an asset that's insanely difficult to price. It's subject to market manipulation. It's traded on thin markets, which in some cases are unregulated. And there's a huge influxus of capital. There's a lot of shady liquidity around. And, that's what happens with these things when they're young. So if you're in it for the long haul, all those blips tend to normalize out and you tend to see a long trend and things are pretty good. If you're in it for the short term, you have to be pretty smart to know when they exit, or pretty lucky to know when they exit, which means you have a different set of skills. You're not looking at fundamentals. You're not looking at where's this going and what is it going to do for society? You're looking at market structures and making bets. And when you gamble, sometimes you get jackpot. And sometimes you lose all your money. If you bet it all on black, it comes up red. So I guess it just depends on your expectations. But I think it is kind of funny to watch the asset go from $250 to now $6,000 something, and for people to complain that the sky is falling and we're all doomed. The last point about that is that we have yet to see real institutional money come in. For that to happen, you have to have custodial risk addressed. You have to have insurance. You have to have ratings agencies. You have to have regulation. That's all coming. There's huge investments going into that. Everything from Swisscom to Coinbase to others. Goldman Sachs is getting involved. And once that occurs, then people are probably going to rebalance their portfolios. And, BlackRock has trillions of dollars. It would be very trivial for them to throw a few $1 billion here and a few $1 billion there for some portfolio of cryptos that other people can store on their behalf. That's just a standard thing that Wall Street people do. There's too much money in the world, thanks to 2008. It's all floating around. They're looking for a home, and you can only buy so much gold and so much land. So when you create new asset classes, it gives somewhere for that money to go. So when that occurs, my belief is that it's going to have a huge positive effect on the marketplace. Whenever that occurs, but it's probably not 20 years from now. It's probably a few years from now or a few months from now. Who knows? It's hard to say. It depends on a lot of factors. But at IOHK and me, I'm in it for the long haul, and I'll be in this space a long, long time. So I'm overall very long, and I think people who panic about the markets have never traded before, have never invested before, and don't fully appreciate or understand that you have to be a fundamental investor as opposed to a technical guy, or else you're probably going to lose your shirt, because that's a mostly rigged game. Truth.